Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes platform powered by GameCoin. All of our sponsors scrolling here on the bottom. Linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. So thank you all so much, so kindly, for being there with us here on this Friday. Okay, y'all, a lot to get to. How about John Emery returning for a 7th season? Brian Kelly had said back, he was on he was on the Feinbaum show back in September after John Emery tore his ACL, and effectively said then that John Emery was done with football, that he was focusing on life after football. Like here's the soundbite from BK after after John Emery's injury.
I think he's at a place in his life now that he knows that he can do things outside of football. I think that's what the trap is here, Paul, is that many of these young men sometimes didn't know that they could do things outside of just football. And that's a shame, right? I mean, I think building an identity outside of football with these young men is so crucial when you come into football programs. And we've done that. And John knows that he has a life outside of football. Is he disappointed? Absolutely. We're crushed for him. But he knows he has a life outside of football, and now he's going to be working towards that.
Brian Kelly said Emery was focusing on life after football. Well, apparently he's kept rehabbing, and is going to play a 7th season. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to play at LSU. I don't know that LSU has a scholarship available for John Emery. Remember last year, Emery was taking visits to go play elsewhere. It looked like he was going to play at UCLA, and then the Trey Holly situation unfolded the way it did, and LSU was short a running back, and so they had not only a spot but a need for another scholarship running back. So, they extended that offer to Emery, and of course he returned to LSU, played in the one game against USC, tore his ACL in practice, and was done. So, I've told you all this before. I've said it on every platform. I'll pull for John Emery wherever. He's a guy that could have at any point left, and has stayed. He could have gone pro, and instead has persevered, got his college degree, rehabbed now 2 torn ACLs. I don't know if his future will be at LSU. If it is, cool. If not, LSU's got Caden Durham, Caleb Jackson, Harlan Berry, you got JT Lindsay coming in, and Trey Holly may be back as well in July. So we'll see. And then, of course, LSU baseball against Texas tonight. See if they got the line yet posted for this. A lot of people have asked, how about Alabama last night beating Tennessee? It's hard to win on the road in the league, y'all. A&M lost. They've got no run line. LSU minus 125, Texas minus 105. So, close one. Maybe LSU a slight favorite tonight. Should be great, man. Go get this first game of the series. Be awesome. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Cody, good morning. Brian Wynn, good morning. Hey, Brett, good morning. Deborah, good morning. Dale, Will Wade put the ACC on notice. He did. How about old General Wade? McNeese gets a win over Clemson. Boy, they almost blew it, man. They were up by as much as 24 points, ended up holding on to win by 2. Clemson made that furious comeback. Another minute of that game, and Clemson's going to win it. But congrats to Will Wade and the guys for the win. First tournament win in McNeese history. And they'll play Purdue now. So the Fighting Lee Feinsbogs. Hey, Brad, good morning. What did Jacques ask Les after the Tennessee game in 2010? Couldn't find on YouTube. You'd have to go find the Monday. It wasn't the post game. It was the Monday. So it was the Monday press conference after the Tennessee game in 2010. Jacques kind of went on this rambling question where I just remember one point he says in the question, like, the only way you could describe that you'll win that game is just blind luck. And at one point, Les like interrupts him, like, is there a question? Very similar to the Cobble thing with Wade, although that was more playful. The Les thing, I think they were kind of going at it a little bit. Hey, Sean, go Will Wade, miss the general. Hope Vital loses the last of his hair. Emery to ULL with Walker. Oh, John, maybe. He hasn't announced that, has he? If he announced that, I didn't see that. Did he announce that? Or are you just guessing? All right, Dale, hit him straight. Dale's out there. Dale's out there heading to the golf course. You know what, Dale? Before you go play golf, Dale, have this in your brain.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Okay. Shout out to Parish. Love to help you out. Commercial or residential. Repairs, replacements. We do it all. Soft washing. Got our maintenance program as well. And you have a monthly plan to wash your car, which is a depreciating asset. Why not a plan to take care of your roof? Parish. Spurge, morning. Wishing John the best wherever he lands. Would love to have a guy that character and persistence back in the locker room on the field. It would be great to have, I agree, 7th year, locker room guy, leader, all that stuff. I agree. I just wonder if he's going to find a place where he's going to have more of an opportunity to actually get on the field and play. Hey, Austin Kidder, good morning. Dax Jeter, good morning. Woodward should be criticized for frying Wade, in my opinion. Dax, I'm not going to do the whole go off on that. I've done it already. It's annoying that 5 years later people are still litigating this thing. Woodward was absolutely justified in firing Will Wade. You can have your opinion. Your opinion can also be wrong because it's not rooted in any type of basis of fact. Bottom line is the NCAA Committee on Infractions was going to hammer football if they didn't get Will Wade. And so Scott Woodward fired Will Wade basically to preserve football, and that's the right decision. You never sacrifice football for basketball at a place like LSU. If you want to criticize Scott Woodward for making a bad hire with Matt McMahon, that's completely valid because to this point, Matt McMahon has done a belly flop. So you want to criticize him for that? Okay. But this revisionist history stuff with the Will Wade situation is annoying. And quite honestly, I've been telling you this for 5 years, and I'm sick of having the same conversation. So hold your ill-informed opinion if you want to, but understand it's ill-informed, and you're just directing your anger, animus in the wrong place. You want to blame Scott Woodward for hiring Matt McMahon? Okay, that's fine. It's been a terrible hire so far. Let's see when they give him a roster how he does. And if he flops next year, he's going to get fired. So, and that will be totally justified. But the revisionist history around the Wade stuff has got to stop. Hey, Robbie. Morning, Matt. Rice Baseball used to be a winning program. Former Texas coach David Pierce was named the head coach. I won't be surprised to see Rice back to its winning ways again. Hey, Dad. Good morning. Yeah, Rice hasn't really been relevant since Wayne Graham left, who now passed. But they just, they won a national championship there in 2003. But yeah, David Pierce is interesting. I mean, he won at Tulane. He went to Texas. He won at Texas. He just didn't win enough at Texas. So, can certainly, has inroads in Texas, can recruit and can coach. So yeah, I think he'll do fine. Hey, Jason, good morning. EJ Cambry, good morning. Justin Collins, morning. What's the Colin Hurley injuries? Don't know. It's been very quiet on that front, man. All we know is he's back home in Jacksonville, rehabbing from the car wreck. And I have reached out. It's been very quiet on that front. Hey, David, good morning. Visiting my daughter in South Carolina. All right, David, enjoy the time with your daughter. That's great, man. Y'all enjoy the day and the weekend. Hey, Tim, good morning. Tiger Diver, where do you think John Emery will go? I don't know. And very candidly, y'all, John and I traded messages after his injury. And I invited him to come on the show. He's like, hey, man, love the show. Happy to do that. Let me get settled in. And no, I'm sorry. It was before his injury. It was in the summer when he announced he was coming back. Because remember, it looked like he was going to end up at UCLA. Then he ends up come back to LSU. When he made that announcement, he was like, let me get settled in and we'll make it work. And I stayed on him a few times. Then he had the injury and I just kind of let it go. But here in the last month, I have reached out to him a couple times just to be like, hey, man, would love to get you on. Sure, fans would love to hear from you. Well, little did I know the reason that he probably hasn't want to come on is he's been rehabbing to make a comeback. So now that that's out there, I'll see if we can get him on the show. Hopefully he'll be willing, and it'd be great, man. Wherever he goes, I'll be happy for him. Hey, Thomas, love seeing Wade win at McNeese. It hurts that he isn't our coach anymore. Guy Brooks, LSU against Texas. Excited about this one, y'all. This will be such a telltale weekend for LSU. It'll be we're going to learn a lot about LSU this weekend, playing this series in Texas. We're going to learn, Cade Anderson was great last year in the pre-conference, really struggled against SEC hitters. Let's see how he does this weekend against Texas. Guys like Ianson and Shores haven't really had to go up against an SEC offense yet. This will be their biggest challenge. Let's see. The LSU hitters, you're going to face some good arms. The first two guys you're going to face are senior and junior lefties. Let's see how that goes. It's hard to win on the road, man. Look at Tennessee. Tennessee went to Alabama last night and lost 6-5. They got down, rallied. Bama touched up Liam Doyle early. I think they got like 5 on him in the second. Because there were 2 games last night. You had A&M, which lost again to Vanderbilt, by the way. So A&M's 0-4 in the conference. And then you had Tennessee, Bama. Let's see. It was, they put up a 5. Bama put up a 5. Tennessee got 2 in the top of the first and then 1 in the top of the second. So Tennessee was up 3-0. And then Bama comes out and puts up a 5 spot in the bottom of the second, then another run in the third. But then it was zeros the rest of the way, and the 6 runs they got in the second and third held up. But that second inning for Bama, they went single, hit by pitch, reached on an error, walk, strikeout, double, strikeout, hit by pitch, fly out. Wow. What a mess. So hit by pitch, reached on an error, walk, 2 walks to the bases loaded, then a double, another hit by pitch. So they gave Bama 5 base runners in that inning. They had a single and a double. Well, and then the walks in the reach on an error. Hard to win on the road, man. Where am I? Hey, yeah, Guy, good morning. Let's see. Got it. That was about Emery at ULL. Hey, Spurge, taking the short drive south to Austin for the weekend. Let's go. All right, Spurge. Hey, man, send me some pics, man, from Dish Falk Field. Would love to see how it's going, man. Tiger Poppy, morning. Can we make an exception? Eat some beef today. Go Tigers. Beat UT. Love it. 70. There you go. Crank it up, Dale. Jeremy, did you catch A&M Tennessee games last night? Candidly, I did not. I was following scores. I did not lock into the games. I did have the Arkansas-Kansas game on the NCAA tournament game, and then I was doing Locked On. So I didn't get to lock into the games, but I was following the score. I saw it when Tennessee gave up the 5 spot in the second. I was like, okay. Cody, Brian, good morning from Windsor, Connecticut. All right, Brian, safe travels today, man. USL, I love it. Let's see. Thanks for bringing so much common sense to the Wade situation. No way Scott Woodward was going to sacrifice football for basketball. Brian, it's just a lot of people don't understand it, man. And like, the thing is, you're never going to see that like written anywhere or anybody speak about it on the record, because nobody from the Committee on Fractions is ever going to say that on the record. So what you have to do is ask yourself, like, do you find not just me, but all the people that cover the team credible? Because when all of us that cover the team are saying the same thing, independent of each other, it's telling you the story. And a lot of us have different sources, from athletic administrators, university administrators, board members, coaches, players, family, boosters. Like, you have these conversations with people and you find out the story of what's going on. And like, that's what happened. So they were never going to let football off the hook until they got their pound of flesh with Wade. And it was the right thing to do. Like, is over. Move on. Like, the best analogy is a speeding analogy. I speed on the interstate every day. I'm in the left lane going 80 with hundreds of other people, thousands of other people. If there's a police officer there, puts a radar on me and pulls me over, I get a ticket. I was speeding. Guilty. Everyone else was speeding too, but it doesn't change the fact that I was speeding and they got me on a radar. That's what happened with Wade. Everyone else was cheating. Will did it. His voice was on a wiretap. He gets in the crosshairs. Does it suck? Yes, it sucks. But don't change the fact that he was on a wiretap. Love the guy. Wish it worked out. I'll pull for him. Texted him the other day when he got the NC State job. Congratulated him. I'm a huge fan. Y'all know that. I also can understand, like, it's what it is. He ain't never coming back. He's going to go do great at NC State. I'm going to hope he does. Hope he wins a natty at NC State. But for LSU, the focus is, like, get Matt McMahon the support he needs to see if he can win. If he can't, fire him, and then get a coach that can. Brad, Italian Irish Parade in Metairie. Sucks Tigers are not in the box to cap off the trip. Oh, got it. Hey, Mark, will AFR make its way to 318 radio stations? Well, we are in Alexandria. Alexandria is 318. But Mark, I'll tell you this, man. I have had conversations on 2 or 3 different occasions about being on a station in North Louisiana. And each time it's gotten down to like them carrying AFR or picking another show. And each time they've picked a different show, a different option. But all that to say, we may have some news in the relatively short term about that. So fingers crossed. So the answer is, over time we've had options. It just hasn't worked out, and there's another one percolating that may happen. So we'll tell you about it if and when it happens. Hey Phil, good morning. Thanks for being there. Jonathan, good morning. Which of the 2 football games do you think would be better game to see this year, South Carolina or Texas A&M? Would A&M be a night game in your opinion? I haven't looked at the schedule grid to know how it would fall. What I do know is the league largely has tried to commit with TV partners to giving LSU home night games. It didn't work out this year with UCLA, as we well know, and that was a disaster. But by and large, we've been able to see that. So I would guess there'll be night games because remember, you don't split with CBS anymore. So it's not like CBS taking the game, putting it at 2:30. Like ESPN has to put games across ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, SEC Network. Like there's gonna be a slot on one of the networks to put LSU at night. And I don't, having not seen all the games. Now, which game would I want to see? Probably South Carolina earlier in the season. Kevin, good morning. Is Milam and Dickinson the best middle infield in the SEC so far? You could make that case. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it's 7:45. Hey, Sheldon, Mark Fleming, Matt, what do you think the Saints doing with $30 million cap? Only needs 7 for the draft. I think they're going to sign an offensive lineman. They got the big Ross Jackson wrote about this yesterday at Louisiana Sports, and that big former second round pick from North Dakota State who been with the Titans. His name I can't remember. They got him coming in this week. And I think that's probably what they're going to do is try to sign the guard. Here it is. Dylan Radins. I think they're going to try to sign him, be the starting left guard. Okay, I got to get going. Sorry. Abner Neal, good morning. Steve Scott, good morning. Have a fantastic weekend. Mo for Moose. Good morning. I hope so. Would love to see the Tigers go do great. Quentin, good morning. Hey, Robbie, good morning. Trivia. I'm going to go quickly, y'all, just so I can say these good mornings. Joshua, sorry I missed you. Brant, Seth, and Craig, appreciate y'all. We'll wait on AB's. I don't know what AB is. Donovan Adams would love a sweep. I would love a series win. I ain't greedy on a sweep. I'd go get a series win. Okay, I got to go. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Locked on LSU is live, so please go check that out. We got a full LSU Texas series preview if you want to go check that out on Locked on LSU and AFR3. We'll see you. Y'all have a great day. Peace. I'm on.